Well, decent night's work in the end here at the Emirates for Arsenal. 2-0 winners against Leeds in the Carabao Cup, marching on to the quarter-finals. That's 8 games unbeaten for Arsenal now, 6 wins and 2 draws in all competitions from that. Momentum certainly building, you would say, since that Manchester City defeat, and certainly since the transfer window shut and the new signings came in. It was a bit of a game of two Arsenal for today. First half was pretty poor from both sides. I think Leeds maybe just about shaded it. Second half, I thought Arsenal were much, much better. They got the goal. Callum Chambers and Eddie Nketiah with the goals. Chambers had just come on. I think it was 23 seconds, having come on to replace the injured Ben White, which I'll get to in a minute, and scoring a header. And then Nketiah wrapping it up. Really nice goal from Nketiah, actually. Apart from the finish, which he scuffed in and it just about trickled in. Done all the hard work and then nearly missed the easy part. But good goal from him, and been named man of the match by Sky, I think, as well. So good night's work for Nketiah against Leeds, who he used to play for. Obviously, he just left the pitch now, just in front of me. He was celebrating, and well, not celebrating, but he was hugging and high-fiving with the Leeds staff. So clearly, still a very popular figure at Ellen Road. And yeah, all in all, good night's work for us. I think the main thing was keeping the momentum going, and they did that. But I don't think anyone who came in, there was 9 changes. I think Emil Smith-Rowe and Ben White were the only 2 players who kept their place in the side from the Aston Villa game on Friday night, and I don't think anyone who came in is really going to be putting any pressure on Arteta, really, in terms of starting him against Leicester this weekend. No one really stood out, certainly going forward. The likes of Martinelli, Pepe just didn't really seize their chance at all. Pepe had a really poor first half, improved a bit in the second half, set up Chambers' goal actually with a good header back across goal, but not the sort of performance from Pepe that's going to force his way into Arteta's thinking for the Premier League. Same with Martinelli as well. Thought Rob Holding had a decent game before he went off. He also went off injured, hopefully just with cramp. And I thought Ainsley Maitland-Niles played pretty well in central midfield. But other than that, it was a bit, I'll go through my player ratings in a minute, and they're all going to be 6s and 7s, really. There was no real standout performers. The big concern for Arsenal was those 2 defensive injuries, especially Ben White, who maybe it was a bit of a surprise that he started. We haven't spoken to Mikel Arteta yet. He's still yet to do his TV interviews down there, so it would do those first before coming up and speaking to us in his press conference. But it was a bit of a surprise that he started White. Pablo Mari wasn't available because he was ill, and maybe considered Chambers and Holding just not quite ready because they hadn't been. Chambers not ready because he hadn't played many minutes at all recently. But so it's Ben White and Rob Holding who started, and White went off in the second half. Not sure yet what the issue is. He walked off looking, all right. He didn't hobble off or anything like that. He walked off fairly comfortably, which hopefully is a good sign, and just a sign that it was a precaution that they took him off. He did take one pretty nasty whack in the first half. You could see it just looked like it was on his ankle or his foot, and he was pretty angry with the tackle. He kicked the ball away in frustration. Maybe that was the moment that did it. But we're not sure. Like I said, I have to wait and see what Mikel Arteta says in terms of the potential severity of it. And then, to sort of make matters worse, Rob Holding went off soon after as well. Maybe it was just cramp for Rob Holding. That's certainly how it appeared when he was on the floor. And some of his Arsenal teammates went up and they did the whole lifting the leg up and pushing it down like you do when someone's got cramp. So hopefully that's as much as it. Hopefully that's the extent of the injury for Rob Holding, that he will, if Ben White's not available for the weekend, then maybe Rob Holding will be, but we'll have to wait and see how that develops over the next couple of days and see what Mikel says now after the game. So keep an eye out on social media for that, because by the time you watch this video, it's probably going to be all over social media, so keep your eye out for that. So those are the 2 little concerns from the game in terms of Arsenal, but other than those injury worries, it was all in all a good night's work for Arsenal. Good win, clean sheet. Momentum continues, and on to Leicester on Saturday, which is certainly going to be a slightly tougher game for this one. It'll be interesting to see who Arsenal get in the next round. I think the draw is on Saturday for that. Chelsea have just gone through on penalties against Southampton, so they're in the hat. I'm not sure what the QPR score is at the moment. I think they're at penalties as well against Sunderland, and we'll see how the rest of the teams get on tomorrow to see who Arsenal might get. But I think the draw's on Saturday. Anyway, let's talk about some player ratings, shall we? Leno in goal for Arsenal today. Thought he did pretty well, to be honest. Made one really good shot stop in the first half to who was it? Jack Harrison. He denied. That was a good save, and all in all, good night's work for Leno. Clean sheet, looked pretty solid. Came for crosses, claimed them well. Solid performance. I'm going to give him a 7. 2 fullbacks, Cedric Suarez and Sia Kolasinac, I'm going to give a 6 each. Got a bit of grief on social media I saw, but I thought that was a bit harsh. I thought they did all right, did their job. They're never going to be as impressive, are they, as Tomiyasu or Tavares, even certainly Kieran Tierney, but I thought they did a decent enough job. So I'm going to give both of those two a 6. Ben White, I'm going to give a 6 before he went off injured. Rob Holding, I thought, played well before he went off injured. I thought he was Arsenal's best defender. I'm going to give him a 7. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not too bad for Holding, because that would be a bit harsh if he's picked up an injury, having not played for so long. I thought Ainsley Maitland-Niles was good for Arsenal tonight, both defensively and going forward. I thought he tried to make things happen when others didn't, and it was a solid performance for him. So he gets 7. I'm going to give Ainsley my man of the match, actually. Give Ainsley a 7. Mohamed El-Neni, I'm going to give a 6. Tidy as always from El-Neni. Typical El-Neni performance, really. He's going to get a 6. In terms of going forward, Martinelli and Pepe really just quite even. It just didn't happen for him either way. Pepe did at least get the assist for Chambers' goal, so credit to him for that. But it was just one of those games you were kind of hoping it was a big night for both of those players. You thought they might come in and make a bit of an impression, do something and sort of try and force their way into Arteta's thinking for the Premier League, but it just didn't happen either way. So that was slightly disappointing from those two. So I'm going to give Martinelli, I'm going to give a 5, and I'm going to give Pepe a 6 just because he set up a goal. He got a crucial assist for the first goal, so I'm going to give him a 6. But you know, that's I'm being a bit optimistic, shall we say? I'm not really sure it was a 6 mark performance from Pepe. It was a bit disappointing, but credit to him, he did keep going, he did get the assist. So yeah, he gets a 6. Smith Rowe, quiet night for Smith Rowe, didn't really do much at all, really. I'm going to give Smith Rowe a 5. And Nketiah, I'm going to give a 7. He got the goal, carried on, worked hard, got himself the goal. It's a really nice goal, actually, apart from the finish, which he scuffed and somehow nearly managed to miss it. Did all the hard work, really good couple of touches to knock the ball over Meslier, then to sort of set himself for the finish. And then he just scuffed the easy part, but the ball just about trickled in. He celebrated it well. Yeah, he kept going. He worked hard as he always does in Nketiah, and he was delighted with that goal. You could see that, and I know Sky gave him man of the match. I think that's maybe pushing it a little bit, but I'll still give him a 7 anyway because of that goal. Yeah, those are player ratings. I'll give Callum Chambers needs to get a mark really just because he came on. I'll give Callum Chambers he's literally just walking out now as I say that, and he's getting big applause from the Arsenal fans that are still in the stadium as he comes out to do his TV interviews with Sky down below me. Yeah, he came on, obviously got a goal 23 seconds. It was like Bentner-esque against Tottenham all those years ago at the Emirates. So I'll give Callum a 7 just because he came on and scored that goal. So fair play to him. The other subs that came on for Arsenal were Tavares and Lacazette. Lacazette had one chance right at the end, which he put over off, so good work. But other than that, the game was pretty much done. By the time they came on, it was already 2-0. So they're my player ratings for today. I'm going to give Ainsley man of the match, as I said. And hopefully, fingers crossed, by the time you watch this video, we'll know a little bit more about the injuries to Ben White and Rob Holding. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. It's finished here at the Emirates. Arsenal 2, Leeds United 0.